And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day on this warm Santa Ana wind day. You would think we're in summer today. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. All right, on our show today from Third Mutual, Jules Zalon is here. He's going to talk about water conservation. Then 7-Day Dental, Dr. Chris Chung is here today, and she is going to talk about periodontal disease. What is it? How to prevent it? What are the signs that you may have it? It's probably one of the most common diseases, and I think just about all of us get it from time to time. Supervisor Lisa Bartlett is going to talk about a wrap-up of what happened in 2017 throughout her district and throughout Orange County, and also what's going to be coming up soon. One of them you want to make note of is the improvements along the I-5, and especially it's going to be around El Toro. That's not going to happen right soon, but it is going to happen in the future, and also redoing of Dana Point Harbor. That's going to look really nice down there. All right, meetings today. There's one. United has their Governing Documents Review Committee, and this is actually a continuation of a meeting that they had last week that they did not finish. So this was added on. It's 2 o'clock today in the Sycamore Room. Now, red flag warning is in effect all the way to probably, just depending on parts of Southern California, anywhere from late afternoon to about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. We got some good gusts yesterday and overnight. They weren't really bad. I can tell at our house, we heard them throughout the night, but when they get really bad, you can hear them kind of buffering a little bit harder against the house. However, this morning, 5:45 a.m., our house, our outside temperature was 73 degrees. So that's warm, especially for this time of the year, right? So 88 today, going down to about 58 tonight. Now, I looked at, by the way, at 3 different sources. All of them have about that low temperature tonight of 58. Something tells me it's not going to be quite that low, but if they all say, they're all pretty much in line saying the same thing. Another warm day tomorrow, not as bad, and we're going to have some breezes tomorrow. Gusty winds today on and off, possible, as I said, to maybe about, that warning is up to about 7 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, maybe some breezes as we get in the morning and the sun starts to come up, but a pretty nice day. And then going out the rest of the week, just very, very nice and above normal. As you can see, we're going to be in the upper 70s. Maybe on Friday, we might start to get some clouds, and I know the weekend of next week is still going to be warm. We'll probably be about 75 or so, but we're going to have a little bit more of that morning cloud layer coming in. So overall, summer-like conditions here at the end of January and at the start of February. Let's look around the county and elsewhere today, and you can see everything in the upper 80s. The beaches are going to average anywhere, depending which beach you go to, anywhere from about 86, 87, 88 degrees. I put it down at 86. But that's going to be about the average. San Diego, 89. The foothills, 89. You know, we get these breezes. It's often warmer in Orange County than it is in Palm Springs. So that's because the breezes come up over our local mountains. They get down. They gain friction. They heat up. That's what happens. And so that's why, like today, we're going to be warmer than Palm Springs. So again, expect the wind gusts if you're watching us in the morning or in the midday or even in the evening. Probably they're online to last to about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. That red flag warning should go down about then. And then overnight, we could get some of those morning breezes as the sun starts to go down and then comes up tomorrow. And that should be probably about the end of it, but still a very, very warm week here at the end of January, and in a few days, the start of February. We'll be back in just a moment.
At BreastLink Laguna Hills, we understand the anxiety that comes along with healthcare. That's why we provide breast-dedicated specialists in imaging, surgery, and oncology. We have one center, one team, with one focus, you. Studies have shown that cancer patient outcomes are better when treated by dedicated specialists. This makes a difference for women who want timely, concise, and accurate answers. BreastLink delivers the care you deserve with the quality you expect. Whether you need us now or later, we're always here.
It's time to go back to the 50s with the one and only Pat Boone. Join us for a very special evening, Wednesday, February 14th in the Performing Arts Center. Hear your favorite hits like Ain't That a Shame and I Almost Lost My Mind. With 5 decades of recording history in the books, Pat Boone remains one of the top 10 recording artists of all time. Tickets are $18 and $25 at the box office. A very special evening with Pat Boone, Wednesday, February 14th, only in Laguna Woods Village.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third active life. Sign up today.
Life changes, but your routine doesn't have to. With Coastal Medical Alert, you are never alone. With Coastal Medical Alert, there are no hidden fees, setup fees, and your installation and activation of your device are absolutely free.
Coastal Medical Alert is a wonderful thing to have, and I wouldn't be without it.
Coastal Medical Alert, proudly serving the Laguna Woods community. Call today for more information.
At Diane's Hallmark, we're ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Come in and see our great selection of cards and gifts. We have everything you need to show that special someone how much you care. And don't forget those grandkids either. Diane's Hallmark has many cards and gifts for them as well. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Marketplace Center, right next to Hobby Lobby. We have something for everyone. Come in today and take care of all your Valentine's Day needs.
Welcome back. With me right now from Third Mutual is Director Jules Zalon. And Jules, you're going to be talking about water conservation and
yes,
you know, I understand that maybe after we had that announcement earlier last year, actually at the end of summer, that you know maybe the drought conditions are somewhat over. But we also have to consider that you know we still have to watch what we use and maybe to keep people in the pattern that they were a year ago, right?
Actually, we were terrific a couple of years ago when the drought first hit, or when we had a real program for you know handling the drought. I guess it was a couple of years ago. We had big signs, you know, reduce your waters, and we were terrific. We were looking for a 25% reduction.
Yeah.
And we saved over 27%.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
But the problem is that it may have gone to our heads because we seem to have been backsliding, and over time, and particularly the last few months, our water consumption has been growing substantially. So it's been creeping back up again. One of the problems is the El Toro Water District charges us different rates.
Yes.
And the first rate is the normal rate. They expect that, and we do it by buildings. Every building has their own, you know, expected rate depending on the number of people there are in the building.
Yeah.
But then as you use more, you get up to tier 2 and tier 3 and tier 4. And we've had a lot of buildings now who are doing tier 4 water usage, which costs us triple the regular rate.
Right.
So it's really a concern. James Tung, director and the head of our water committee, he and I go out and we visit the various buildings, look at the water meters to see whether there's a leak. You have to look at the little, you know, the meters to see if the clock is running around. And if we find a leak, we report it, and plumbing comes out and takes care of it. Maybe it's a toilet whose stopper is, you know, outlasted its useful life expectancy. But the problem is that there are a lot of people that simply use too much water. Right now, all we can do is the jawbone. But if it gets any worse, we may consider some more aggressive tactics. We don't know exactly what right now. But it's really a wonderful experience going out and meeting people. You know, you're on your hands and knees looking in this crypt to read the meter, and people come up and they say, "Are you okay?" Somebody said, "Shall I call an ambulance?" You know?
Yeah.
So it's we've had some fun experiences there. There are a number of ways in which we can conserve water, and which we're doing it. One of them is turf reduction. We're pulling out grass and putting in drought-resistant plants. And there's actually a company that has a deal with the Los Angeles Water District, in which the water district pays them, I think, $3 a square foot to pull out grass.
Yeah, I think I forget the name of that company, but I remember seeing a report on that.
Yeah, I mean,
a couple years ago.
Dealing with a fairly substantial lawn, you're talking about more than a few bucks, and they will kick back a certain amount of it to the homeowner.
Right.
Of course, that doesn't compare, I guess, to the amount of water you need to grow cattle. I think cattle cost, 1,800 gallons of water for 1 pound of beef?
Yeah, I guess, something like that,
but still, you know, we have UGMO, which is an underground metering arrangement we have with a company that comes in, hooks up to our irrigation, and has sensors in the ground, so that all, you know, they therefore, we only use as much water as we absolutely need.
Right.
And when we save water, we split the savings with this company. We also have mulching and, you know, a number of other ways of hopefully saving money. But most of our water problems can actually be solved in one room, the bathroom. You have toilets, you have the washing machine, and you have showers. The toilets are the easiest thing to handle. You get one of these brand new
and the low flush
It's the low flush dual use toilets, and they're terrific. They cost like $150. You can get one at Home Depot that, you know, their own house brand that is easily, you know, comparable look-wise to anything like you know, a Kohler or Toto or any of the designer brands. And they work terrifically. Washing machines, if you get a front-loading washing machine, you use less than half the water. You can save $30 a year. Since the brand new ones cost like $1,500, you can save all your money. You get all your money back in 50 years. It also is much better on the fabric, because it doesn't. You don't have the blades that you do on the top loader. So actually, your fabric is going to last longest. But the one facility, the one place where you can save the most water for the least effort is in the shower. The average shower takes 8 minutes, uses 17 gallons of water, and uses a lot of hot water. So it's also not only the water, but using the heat to heat up the cold water that comes into the hot water tank, so the hot water goes off into the shower. I guess another way of doing it is by installing a wand shower head, which is much more efficient. But and then you can just use the water to rinse off, to wet yourself down and rinse yourself off. And you could, if you wanted to, do a whole shower using exactly 1 minute's worth of water, and you could save 15 gallons of water. But there is more. You can actually, I mean, there really is a great benefit in taking a cold shower. No, I'm serious.
There may be a benefit. I don't know how many people like it.
There are several benefits. One of the benefits are you're going to get out of the shower a lot faster, so you're going to use less water. But more important than that, there's now scientific evidence that taking a cold shower will actually reduce your likelihood of getting a flu or getting a viral cold. And the reason, there's a scientific reason for it. I'm going to read you it because it's not okay. The science is that getting cold increases the production of white blood cells, the immune cells, and it helps gamma interferon and interleukin-4, common everyday terms, right? They're virus-fighting proteins work better together, and they result in fewer colds. This is really, I'm not kidding, this is really important to Laguna Woods residents because California this year has more flu, more incidents of flu than any state in the nation. We, so far this year, I read an article in the New York Times or the Washington Post just yesterday in which it said that California had 4 times the number of hospitalizations for flu this season than we did in the 2013-14 or 14-15 season. And they expect that somewhere around 60,000 deaths will result from flu just this season, which means probably about 3,000 in California. If we can if we can increase our resistance and lower our susceptibility to getting flu or viral colds, we can actually save lives. So, it's, there were 2 recent studies, one in Germany and one in the UK, that proved that taking a cold shower will actually reduce your likelihood. Also, it builds character. So we could save a ton of water by installing wand showers, using it only to wet ourselves down and rinse ourselves off, and taking a cold shower. And it's, it will save money. And I mean, there's other benefits as well. Also exercise, because exercise has, we have a different type of sweat when we exercise than when we worry. I mean, the exercise, you just have, you sweat from the arms and the legs, and if you lick it, all you'll taste is a little bit of salt because it's pure water and salt. Whereas the body odor comes from sweat that comes from under the arms. It comes from stress. And that's the type of sweat that has fat in it, and that attracts body odor. So if you exercise, which reduces stress, you're less likely to stress out. So there's all kinds of wonderful all kinds of wonderful things you can do just by taking a cold shower and using a shower wand. So that's.
And I know that you can also buy the on-off valves for the showers too. If you don't want,
you put it right on the wand head. You just do it right.
So that's helpful.
Yeah, I've been taking cold showers for 10 years. I didn't do it to to increase my my immune system. I just did it to save, just to save water. But boy, since
I guess it wakes you up in the morning, right?
It actually wakes you up. It makes you tough.
Yeah. All right, anything else you'd like to add?
Well, the recreation department is very busy. The village games are going to come on again in April. They found that it's a much better, you get much more participation and engagement, when you do it in the spring. There's I don't know whether anybody has noticed, but we have a group called the Bluebird Club that has been placing bluebird boxes all around the village. They make them on their own.
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, bluebirds are an endangered species.
Yeah, I didn't realize this.
And you have to have just a particular size hole, and the floor has to be 5 inches from the hole. And these guys, they build their own bluebird boxes and are putting them all around, and they're actually giving tours now.
Wow,
and
I didn't realize that.
The old pros just finished auditions for Noel Coward's Blight Spirit, which will also be in April. So there's always wonderful stuff going on in this town. It's really a great place to live. Yeah,
very good. And I know you've talked about in the past how all the wonderful programs that are not over here, but at Soka University and other places as well. You can go up to UCI and things like that.
There is a new organization which is, and they're really ambitious. They have a program for the Anaheim Performing Arts Center. And this is not just, this is supposed to, if it works, it's going to be bigger than Lincoln Center.
Yes, yeah.
$700 million project. I've seen the programs. It's remarkable.
Yeah, I've been in touch. They've been here before talking to us, and we'll probably have them on again. So I've seen the renderings of that.
Howard Knoll is the principal.
Yes, exactly.
The principal motivator. Yeah, but the stuff that's around here generally, we saw Emmanuel Axe over at Soka a couple of weeks ago. Just it probably the best sound we've ever heard, and it's a beautiful little 1,200 seat arena, and you know, the prices are phenomenal. I think we paid $32 or something like that for second row seats. I mean, you know,
there's a lot right here.
Just,
you don't need to spend a lot.
Terrific stuff. Absolutely great.
Very good.
So, yeah, well, really enjoying being here.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming by. I know you got a bike ride to do.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. keeping that exercise up, right? Relieving stress.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
All right, take care. All right. Bye-bye. We'll be back.
Thanks.
So.
El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sales services.
The eye care experts at Harvard Eye Associates have been treating the vision of patients in Southern California for over 30 years. As a leader in multi-specialty eye care, our doctors specialize in cataracts, glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK vision correction, oculoplastics, and diabetic eye care. As an approved FDA research center, our doctors offer surgical techniques and technology not available to the general public. Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today. Laguna Hills, San Clemente. Call 800-974-EYES.
Did you know you can get up to 11% on your money? That's right, 11%. And your investment will be secured by real estate. Would you like to receive a check each month? Would you like to earn up to 11% secure? Would you like consistent returns knowing each month what to expect in your mailbox? American Mortgage Fund is now offering up to 11%, paid monthly. 11% secured by real estate with American Mortgage Fund. It's a great way to earn high monthly returns. Call 1-800-359-1111.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Dr. Christine Chung with 7-Day Dental has served Laguna Woods for 17 years. Her office is close, her staff is the best, and she offers great discounts for Laguna Woods.
I have been a patient of Dr. Christine Chung at 7-Day Dental for 15 years. She and her staff are exceptional.
You may know me from Village Television. I would not go anywhere else for dental care than 7-Day Dental.
7-Day Dental, simply your best choice.
Farmer Boys is loading crispy fries with our super secret recipe beef chili, shredded cheddar, and onions, and putting them on sale. Upgrade any combo to chili cheese fries now for just $1 more. That's a super awesome deal, only at Farmer Boys.
Farmer Boys is now open in Laguna Hills, located at 23952 Avenida de la Carlota, across from Ashley Furniture. We open at 6 a.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 a.m. Sundays. Laguna Woods residents, stop in for a free coffee and 10% off your bill.
Hey, right now with me from 7-Day Dental is Dr. Christine Chung and Dr. Chuck Lee, and today we are talking about prevention to get periodontal disease. And I said earlier when I was introducing our segments that periodontal disease is probably the most common disease that almost all of us get one time or another. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, of all diseases, no matter what it might be, heart disease or whatever, this is probably the most common, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Gum disease affects 75% of the population, whether, and it affects more as you get older.
Right.
You know, so if that number is very scary when you think out of 4 patients, 3 will have some type of gum disease, whether it's mild or moderate or severe.
Yeah, and research has found that there is a direct link between gum disease and heart disease. So that is very scary because the oral bacteria in your mouth, they tend to stick to the fatty plaques in the bloodstream, and therefore it's very highly increased the chance of blood clot, leading to the heart disease, for example, clotting, and eventually the blockage of the blood vessel will lead to stroke or other medical problem of the heart. So you know, just to stress enough, anything that comes from the mouth, it will eventually spread to the body, going out to the bloodstream and out to the body. So oral disease, if there's early detection, we can prevent many other medical issues.
And when it comes to early prevention, this is something that, you know, in many cases, it just you look for ongoing from the time somebody is very young coming to go to the dentist and get their teeth cleaned. It can happen at any time, but it's fairly easy to prevent, right?
Yes. The number one problem is it's a silent disease. Gum disease is a silent disease. You don't know you have it. You don't. A lot of people don't floss, and so they don't know. They don't see the bleeding gum, and unless it's pretty bad, you're not going to see it.
We have do we show the signs, the slides?
Yeah, we can go to the next slide. Yeah, this one here, right here. There we go.
Yeah, so if you look at your gum, sometimes you can see some swelling there when that slide shows the circle. Yeah. The swelling of the gum, redness, bad breath constantly, and you can start seeing separation of the teeth is due to bone loss or attachment loss, so therefore teeth start moving around. Those are the early signs and symptoms. And like Dr. Lee just said, periodontal disease is a silent disease. At early stage, you probably cannot detect, but if you see unusual signs and symptoms, if you can see a diseased gums picture compared to healthy gum, you can see the healthy gum is very pink and firm, whereas diseased gums shows signs of redness, a little bit of swelling, and therefore it's just a sign of gum disease. And we would want to urge you to go to the dentist to have early diagnosis, and that's how we can prevent further advance of gum disease.
What about just you know, between the checkups and all, at home, all kinds of brands of toothbrushes. In fact, now there's some brands that that are sent to your home on a regular basis. You know, kind of like it's a subscription, so to make sure you always have a fresh toothbrush, it's sent out, and there's a few different brands that do this now. How important is that to just change out your toothbrush? And is there any kind people should be looking at? Maybe not a brand name, but the type of bristles that they should be using.
So toothbrush, we want people to use as soft as possible because you don't need to be, it should not be coarse or medium coarse because it actually does more damage to not only your gum, but to your teeth when you use that. And secondly, you have to imagine you don't need to brush very hard to remove plaque. But what happened is after the plaque or the food becomes hardened overnight, after 24 hours, it becomes a sticky, thicker consistency, tartar or calculus buildup. You cannot remove it.
Okay.
And that's where patients feel like, oh, I got to go buy that coarse toothbrush because then I can get rid of it. And you can't. That you need a special instrument to remove because it's very hard to remove.
Okay.
Second, what we always recommend is once a day you need to floss. And you should floss your back teeth as well because that's where the problem is.
Yeah, which are the hardest ones to floss, obviously.
So we have recommend a lot of times patient to buy the floss helper.
Okay.
You can get that at the grocery store. Some people use Waterpik, which is always good.
Yeah.
Because what Waterpik does is just shoots down there and it disrupts the plaque buildup.
Okay. Yeah. You know, in fact, I was going to ask you about that because I remember years ago in the 70s and 80s, Waterpik first came out. And, you know, the name brand, there's probably different brands, and it was huge. Everyone seemed to have them. Now you just don't hear about them. They don't advertise anymore, and I didn't even know they were still on the market.
Yes. Yeah. So, but the most important thing we have to get out of this, even if you were to brush, floss, Waterpik, whatever you do, you're not going to be able to remove everything. Okay. You're going to remove maybe 99 or let's say you remove 99% of the buildup, but there's still that 1% that is built over days and years that we cannot remove, and that's why it's important to go to the dentist.
Okay. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. So when someone does have periodontal disease, obviously there's different stages. And hopefully they're coming often enough you can catch it right at the start. And that's the key, right?
Yes. So gum disease start with early, moderate, and advanced. And there are two kinds of gum disease. One is, everybody knows what gingivitis is. Gingivitis, it is just an inflammation of your gum. It's still reversible because you don't have bone loss. Okay. That's a very early stage of gum disease, which I think 95% of the patient will fall into that category because only 5% would have perfect healthy gum. Because in your mouth, it takes only 24 hours for the plaque to build up. Yeah. And so they would consider that's just gingivitis, just the inflammation of the gum. But gingivitis can go into periodontal disease where it's more serious because now you start breaking down of the ligament, the periodontal ligament, which is the attachment that attach to bone. And then you start breaking down bone, you lose bone. The more advanced disease will lose more bone, and then the end result would be losing your tooth. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So again, early detection. It doesn't matter what kind of brand of the toothpaste you use, but how often you use it and the technique. You know, circular motion. Use a small, like he said, soft toothbrush that you can reach all the way in the back. Even I myself, as a dentist, I have to have my teeth cleaned every 3 or 4 months or 6 months because myself will miss a few areas, and then it will allow plaque to build up, and then eventually tar to build up, which you cannot just brush it off with a regular toothbrush. So going to the dentist regularly for checkup, to have a hygienist or a dentist clean your teeth is just recommended. Yeah.
Good idea. And I like the idea of what you're talking about, just home maintenance, how important it is, and you don't need that. People think they need that really firm toothbrush, and probably shouldn't even sell those kind of things.
So,
and then the treatment. We were talking about the treatment. If you do have gum disease.
Well, so gingivitis, we usually just do maybe 1 or 2 sessions of your regular cleaning because it's not, doesn't involve bone loss, and it's just inflammation of the gum. But if patient has bone loss, like early or moderate periodontitis, then we will recommend deep cleaning. And once we recommend deep cleaning, we want to get the patient back more often, maybe 3 months, and monitor them closely. Because we're finding that after 90 days, you do get plaque buildup. And you have to remember, patients that have gum disease, moderate or early or moderate or severe, they have deeper pockets. So when you eat, food is traveling down under your pocket. So it's hard for you to access and clean it. Yeah. And so if it's much more advanced than that, then we may have to refer you to a periodontist where they can do more surgical facial treatment to get rid of the disease.
All right, very good. Thank you very much for coming by today. And their Laguna Woods office is right over off Malton at the Oak Tree Center?
It's Willow.
Willow. I always forget Willow Tree.
There's a new Aldi there.
That's right. I knew it was a tree.
Dollar Tree open.
And
so,
I know they're redoing that whole
to,
center there,
yeah,
which is
right
good.
Next to them.
Their local numbers on the screen, 949-859-3988. Give them a call and take care of your teeth, right? All right, we'll be right back. Good to see you.
South Bay Jewelry has established trust in Laguna Woods for over 35 years.
We are expert GIA gemologists and appraisers of jewelry, estates, watches, and valuables. It is evident that South Bay Jewelers' recipe of superior customer service, quality, and trust is the reason for continued success in Laguna Woods. We specialize in custom designing, bridal and anniversary, and watch and jewelry repairs, with all services done on the premises.
South Bay Jewelry, next door to OPA in Aliso Viejo.
Well, with me right now is Supervisor Lisa Bartlett of the 5th District. Always nice to see you.
You as well. It's great to be back here on Laguna Woods TV.
Yeah, it's been a couple months, and you have a good holiday and New Year?
I did, and you?
Oh, very nice. And I had to mention to Lisa, we're going to talk about Dana Point in just a moment, that I know your heart's with Dana Point. You were the mayor down there. What a wonderful Christmas presentation, holiday presentation with the boat parade and the lights, and go down there next year. I hope they do it again. It was absolutely beautiful.
It'll be even bigger and better next year.
Yeah, I don't know how they could make it bigger. There were a lot of lights. Well, always good to have you here today. And what we're going to talk about, first of all, you've talked about this before, is about an app, the My OC Government app, and that people can download to their devices.
It's really a wonderful app for the residents of Orange County. So My OC Gov app is sort of the Yelp for county services and what we provide at the county level. It gives the residents a lot of access to all of the county departments and services, where to go to get information, and has a lot of valuable tools for the residents of Orange County.
That's nice. Makes it very easy, because sometimes going online for a lot of different government services can be a little daunting. You know, where do I go here? But this makes it so much easier.
And it's really easy to follow.
All right, very good. And of course, that's for both Android and Apple devices, so you can download that very easily. Now we're going to get into Dana Point, and you've been on before talking about what's coming to Dana Point Harbor, and we got an overview photo here. But there's going to be a lot of nice changes, right?
We're going to have some great changes at Dana Point Harbor. We just are finalizing the contract with our P3 partner that's going to build out Dana Point Harbor. And you're going to see, it's a 5-year project. You'll see all new buildings on the commercial side, brand new boat docks, brand new hotel, a lot of new retail and restaurants, and a parking structure as well that is very much needed.
Yeah, parking can be a little difficult down there, but you know, it's worth going down there with all the stuff that they have. So tell me, what are some of the things? Are there going to be just changes, a redo? But you mentioned a new hotel?
Yes. We will have a lot of new structures in the commercial core.
Okay.
With the retail and restaurants. And then we'll have a brand new hotel as well.
Okay, so that'll be very nice. And the parking especially, that's needed. You get, especially on the weekends, nice summer weekends, it gets crowded down there. We always park down near the end, down by the Ocean Institute. And most of the time we can find a place pretty easily, but that'll be nice to have that. That'll be welcome.
Absolutely. Parking is always a challenge at the harbor and throughout the coastal areas.
Well, that's true.
But with the trolleys, you know, I'm connecting all of my cities with trolleys.
I know.
It's a great way to get around city to city and to all the events and activities.
So what's the time frame for this? When do you start seeing some of the construction down there?
Construction should start within the next year or so. There are some
Okay.
permits that have to be pulled and final plans for design, but we're anxious to get this project started, and it'll be great for the community at large and for tourism, and it'll be a great economic boost for the local economy as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because I love going down there. We go down there quite often, and it's really nice. And I think people kind of forget what's down there, and even now, even before the remodel, there's a lot of fun things to do down there.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of Dana Point, tell us about the time capsule.
Well, as you know, a time capsule was buried in 1966, and we uncovered it in 2016, so 50 years later.
Yeah.
And it was amazing what some of the artifacts that were uncovered with the time capsule opening. But we'll be establishing a committee and putting together another time capsule ceremony to basically put another time capsule into the ground for the next 50 years.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. Were you there when they unplugged it, opened it up?
Yes, I was there at the Cooper Center when we opened it up.
Were you surprised by anything that was in there?
I was a bit surprised because there were a lot of large landowners back then, so they had
that's true.
a lot of their the ranch seals from the different ranches that were around at that time, and then a lot of newspapers just from the unincorporated areas that were down here in South County. So it was very interesting to see what was uncovered in the time capsule.
Yeah, people who maybe are fairly new to this area, years ago, not that long ago, South Orange County was largely unincorporated.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's really developed mainly over the last 30 years or so, but that must have been a lot of fun. Now, are the artifacts on display anywhere?
Some of the artifacts are still at the Cooper Center, but we will have them down in the harbor, especially with the harbor revitalization project. We will have some of the artifacts down there on display for the public to see.
Okay, be interesting to see what you guys put in the next time capsule. Yes. You have any ideas?
I have a few ideas. I want to keep those secret right now, but
I think that'll be fun.
We'll have a big kickoff and ceremony for that. It's really a special thing for the community to get involved in.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, Elisa Wood Canyon Visitor Center, and this is going to be really neat. It's right down in the canyon. In fact, we talked to some of the folks recently over at the Nick Center, and they told us all about this and the importance of this project.
Well, the Aliso Canyon Woods Center, what it brings to the community, we're basically bringing a lot of things in nature. And it's really great for the residents of Orange County because we're going to have, at the 2,500 square foot facility, we'll have ADA compliant bathrooms and a lot of great nature type of activities there, whether it's walking trails or displays, everything of interest to the public at large. So this will be completed in summer of 2018.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to having a great grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony when it's finished.
And this is right down on Laguna Canyon.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So only a few months away, and from what we've also heard about, it's going to be a really cool place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very nice. Now, John Wayne Airport gets an award.
Yes, John Wayne Airport received the J.D. Power Award in 2017 for Best Large Airport in the United States, which is really it's a telling sign about how we are changing things here at the county. Because what we call our little county airport is really growing up. And to receive that J.D. Power Award is really substantial. We get over 10 million passengers a year through the airport. We're also in the process of making some substantial changes. We have a baby's nursing station for mothers. And we also have an animal relief area that we've established.
Oh, wow.
We have a lot of terminal improvements to make sure we enhance the customer experience at the airport. And stay tuned for some of the changes that will take place over the next couple of years relating to port of entry, which will really improve our ability to handle international tourism and business development. So we have a lot of great changes that will take place over the next few years.
How do they determine large airport? I would not have considered, is it an amount of passengers?
I think one of the determining factors is number of passengers, and with over 10 million passengers a year, people don't realize we have that many people that come through the airport on an annual basis.
Yeah, and years and years and years ago, I worked out there for a rent-a-car company back when that was just, I don't know if you remember, it was just one building. And I remember when this all took place, when they redid the John Wayne Airport and when that came about, and really remarkable. If people don't remember what it used to be, it was probably about twice the size of this building here. And it's really changed quite a bit. Yeah, great airport. I like going there. Now, El Toro Interchange Project. We've heard a little bit about this, but this is coming pretty soon, right?
Well, as soon as we identify the funding, this project could be shelf ready and move forward in hopefully the near future. As we know, we have the wonderful 5 lagunas. Changes for the mall, and with all of the increase in traffic coming into the area, we want to ensure that we enhance the public safety with our interchange at El Toro Road and the freeway. You know, the freeway interchange there bisects both Lake Forest and Laguna Hills, so 2 different cities. But with that triple left turn coming off the southbound side and other changes in the area, we really want to enhance public safety, especially with the new mall going in place.
Yeah, it definitely needs it. It's kind of a bottleneck there sometimes, and even when you're on El Toro Road, there's a bottleneck going underneath it. So this is going to be a welcome change, and we'll keep people abreast of that when that obviously is closer to starting.
Yes, we want to always notify the public in advance of all of the construction in the area, so there'll be construction alerts, and hopefully we won't have it extending too long as far as the project. People tend to get construction fatigue when projects go on for a long period of time.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the Pet Expo that happened last year, and I recall last year we had something called rain, and I remember it was postponed, and then it came back again. We don't have that kind of rain yet this year, maybe. But this was a fun event, and you had, was it the author of A Dog's Purpose there?
Yes, right? Bruce Cameron.
Which was, I didn't read the book, but I've seen the movie and we've shown it here.
And he'll be back again this year.
Oh, great. This was a fun event, and this was up in Lake Forest, right?
Yes, at the sports park in Lake Forest.
Yeah, great facility up there. A lot of fun, and would you have a date for it this year? Is it going to be in the spring again?
It'll be at March 10th.
Okay.
Back at the sports park. We had thousands of visitors last year and expect an even bigger crowd this year.
Okay. All right. Wait, it doesn't look like as rainy of a year, so I think you'll be okay.
Well, it's going to be a great family, fun-filled day for everyone. People bring their pets. They put them in costumes. We've got a number of vendors there with booths. We have food and music. A lot of other activities as well. So it's a great fun day for the whole family.
Yeah, it really is. Now, the Senior Summit, of course, took place last year, and it's taking place as it will do every year coming up soon. And these are photos from last year, all the folks that were there, and of course you were there, and Dan Perdale is there, and Marilyn Diddy, and a few other folks as well.
Yes, and this year it'll take place April 20th at the Laguna Woods Performing Center. And we're looking forward to it. Switching gears a little bit this year because of all of the fires and other natural disasters around the area. We're going to focus on emergency preparedness. And so every senior that comes to the event will actually receive the white emergency bucket with the checklist inside.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of things that they need in case of an emergency. So it's going to be a really robust event with a lot of great speakers, but they're going to be given a lot of great information about how to prepare for an emergency with the family, their pets, what to do in the event that we have to evacuate the area, for instance.
Yeah, very good. And speaking of that, we have a couple photos here from the Disaster Preparedness Expo that happened last year. And again, you kind of touched on that, the importance of this, and how it gets people prepared, at least gets it in their mind. You know, you got to prepare for all kinds of different emergencies, whether large or small.
It's really important to be prepared because when disaster strikes, you don't want to have to think about, well, I've got to take the photographs, I've got to find the pet carrier, I need pet food, where's my backup battery for my phone? You want everything to be in one place, one container, where you can pick up your emergency bucket, you know, grab the kids, grab your pets, and head out the door.
Yeah, I got to get on that myself. If you want to connect with the supervisor, you can, and we're going to put that information up on the screen. It's right there. There's the website, and there is, you can follow her on Facebook at Supervisor Lisa Bartlett, and if you sign up there, you'll get information like I do. That's how I found out about the Pet Expo last year, and I think you sent one out just recently. I think I got one of your email blasts, but you can do that there. And again, get that MyOCGov app for Android and Apple devices. Always good to have you on.
Great to be here, and I hope to encourage everyone to sign up for my weekly e-newsletter.
Yeah.
It's a great way to find out about what we're doing at the county and about activities and events coming up in the district.
I agree. Supervisor, thank you very much.
You're very
We'll see you again soon.
Very good. Thank you.
Take care, and we'll be right back.
The Laguna Hills Lodge is very proud to have been awarded the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence for the last 5 years. Discover this family-friendly boutique hotel and enjoy our crystal clear pool and spa, beautiful gardens, and convenient location. Our designer upgraded rooms feature luxury comforts of much higher priced hotel chains and include free continental breakfast, parking, Wi-Fi, and more. We match the lowest price you can find online. Ask about our Laguna Woods special offer.
Well, our movie coming up today, this is a fun one for the family. Paddington. You know, Paddington Bear, this was based on a book that was written many years ago, and the movie follows loosely the story in the book, or actually loosely the true story. The backstory to Paddington was that a gentleman was coming home, and at Paddington Station there was this one little stuffed bear left sitting at a little store in there, a little shop, and he brought it home to his wife, and the story goes that within just a few hours he wrote the original book, Paddington Bear. Of course, it became a love classic in Great Britain and then here in America, and this movie came out about 3 years ago. And it's about a Peruvian bear who travels to London in search of a home, finding himself lost and alone at Paddington Station. He meets the kindly Brown family who offer him a temporary haven. A really good movie, very well done. And the new one is coming out, I think, any week now, Paddington 2. So check out this one first. This will be on today at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. It's only about 95 minutes. Rated PG, Hugh Bonneville stars, and Sally Hawkins. Sally Hawkins, I think, is actually up for an Academy Award for a different movie. I think it's called The Shape of Water this year. But both of them reprise their role in the new Paddington that is Paddington 2 that I said is coming out any time now. Then our movie coming up on Friday, we've shown this to you before. This is Disney's Beauty and the Beast. This is the live action version starring Emma Watson, who is of course famous for Harry Potter. Really well done. Actually, of all the live action movies that Disney has done that is based on their animated features, this is the best and really well done. If you saw the animated feature and didn't see this, there are several new songs of this. It's a longer movie. In fact, it's slightly over 2 hours, but very, very, very well done, and I enjoyed this a lot. This came out earlier last year, and I think it came out in March of 2017, and we've shown it to you a couple times already, but decided to bring this back. Good movie, Beauty and the Beast. And I'm not sure which one. I know next in line, I know they're doing a live action version of Aladdin, but I think that's another 1.5 years or so away. I don't know what's next in line for this year, if they're doing a live action movie based on one of their animated features, but I know Aladdin for sure they are working on. Some of the movies coming up in February, because we're just about there, is Loving Vincent. And this is a really different kind of animated feature, and I say different. It's based on Vincent van Gogh, young Vincent van Gogh, but it is all literally done in oil paintings. They use something like 65,000 oil paintings to do this animated movie. So you can say it was done by hand because they weren't using any kind of computer animation. They were to kind of stitch together all the animated, all the hand-painted oils. But other than that, it's a very different look to this movie. Then we do Lucky Logan. This is a comedy and about a heist at a NASCAR race in North Carolina, and Channing Tatum and Adam Driver star in that along with Daniel Craig. Adam Driver is, of course, in the newer Star Wars movies, and Daniel Craig does some of the James Bond movies. Witness, we have a return of Harrison Ford back in that movie. This movie came out several years ago, and it's all about an investigator who goes into the Amish community to investigate a murder. Then we have Only the Brave, about firefighters, the Granite Mountain Hotshots, a group of elite firefighters. Then coming up on our Friday movies, we have, of course, Beauty and the Beast, but then we have Marshall on February 9th. And this is the story of Thurgood Marshall, who went on to become the first African-American Supreme Court Justice. Blade Runner, Harrison Ford in an updated version of that movie. And it takes place several years later. The original one was supposed to take place, I think, around 2015, and now in this movie it's 2049. And then finally we have the Birdcage fun movie with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, and that came out, wow, it's been about 20 years now, but that's a good movie about a couple, a gay cabaret owner and his drag queen companion that own this nightclub down in South Florida. This was a fun movie, and of course based on La Caja Falls, the play, and the original movie, which was a French movie. All right, I want to tell you about the weather coming up. Warm, warm, warm today and tomorrow. We really have those fall-like, actually late summer, early fall-like Santa Ana wind conditions. You probably felt them last night. Gusty winds and red flag warning are expected. The warnings should be up in this area till about early evening, and then they'll go down. So do expect some gusty wind conditions. Then overnight tonight, probably in the morning when the sun comes up, we'll get some little more offshore breezes rather than real gusts. Then as we move on, you can see we're going to stay in this above normal condition. So warm weather all the way through next week. And I think when we get to Saturday and Sunday, we'll start to see some clouds coming in, probably Friday night. And we could have a few little scattered clouds out there this week, but really not much to speak of at all. So warm weather today, 88 degrees, wow. And I said earlier that at our house this morning at about 5:45, it was 73 degrees. So warm throughout Orange County, everywhere in the 80s, and it could even touch 90 in a few areas. So even Big Bear at 62 degrees. So warm weather today, a little bit less so tomorrow, but still staying relatively warm as we make our way into February for this time of the year for the next several days. All right, we will see you tomorrow. You take care. Bye-bye.